This is the Bay Area's news station. KRON4 News at 5 starts now.
And now at 5 o'clock on this Friday, KRON4 is tracking the storm. Rain and wind pounding the Bay Area. A flash flood warning now in effect for a number of locations. Word tonight of the first possible storm-related death. All the while, scenes of destruction piling up around the bay. Trees collapsed, cars smashed, roads slick and flooding. A quick look outside now at the San Francisco skyline. You can see the cloudiness there, but it may not look too bad. But just know that the dangerous weather is not over yet. Tonight, KRON4 has live team coverage. Dan Kerman is in the North Bay, Charles Clifford is in the East Bay, and Alicia Reed is in San Francisco tonight. But first, I'm here in the KRON4 Weather Center with Jacqueline Bennett so we can find out exactly what's happening now. Jacqueline.
Well, right now the rain, as you saw, has let up quite a bit, but we have much more on the horizon as we head into Sunday.
Well, we certainly need the break.
We definitely need the break because take a look at these rainfall totals over the past 24 hours. These are intense rainfall rates that we saw out there today. 3.5 inches of rain accumulated in Santa Rosa. We saw nearly 3 inches of rain in Orinda. Just over 2 inches of rain. Livermore, same thing. A couple more places where we saw really crazy rainfall totals are mountains. Mount Umunham, over 7 inches of rain there. Mount St. Helena, almost 6 there. 4 inches of rain in Mount Diablo. And places like St. Mary's and Sunnyvale getting over 3 inches of rain. Vacaville, nearly 2 inches of rain. As we just told you, the rain has pretty much let up this afternoon. You can see a few light showers around the Bay Area, but most of the rain is pushed through to the east. Now, taking a wider view picture, we do have more rain on the way. I see 2 areas of low pressure, one right here and one right here, set to impact the Bay Area. This one for Saturday, this one for Sunday. We're going to take a look at Futurecast and talk about a flood watch that's still in effect coming up in just a bit.
Our storm team coverage starts tonight in the South Bay, where a man is dead. He was pulled from a rain-swollen creek in Santa Cruz County. KRON4's Rob Flatterbow has the story now from Capitola.
The coroner and Santa Cruz County Search and Rescue Team pulled the body of an adult male from Soquel Creek here behind the Nob Hill on Bay Avenue in Capitola shortly after 11 a.m. on Friday. Police at the time could not say if the man drowned or if his death was weather-related.
At this point, it doesn't appear that there's no obvious signs of anything suspicious. Simply the fact that it's a person submerged underwater and is obviously deceased.
Take a look. This is Soquel Creek here, just a bit upstream from where the body was recovered, and you can see just how fast the current is moving here. Police were also checking to see whether the grim discovery might be related to the search for a missing man named Christian Deward, whose picture was posted on a nearby bridge over the creek. Police are advising others to steer clear of rain-swollen Soquel Creek and others in the area which continue to rise.
It's really dangerous. My advice would be to stay away from the creeks. Like I said, we don't know exactly how he ended up in the creek, but of course, through a thorough investigation, hopefully we'll be able to determine that.
In Santa Cruz, Rob Flatterbow, KRON4 News.
Tracking the storm live in the North Bay tonight, KRON4's Dan Kerman. Dan, you're in Novato near Highway 101, so how's it looking there?
Well, Pam, right now we've got a light drizzle, but we've seen it all today. If we look right now, you can see a kind of a light drizzle, but it was pouring just a couple of minutes ago. Traffic's still moving pretty well on Highway 101 northbound. That's the headlights you see coming towards you. But we've seen it all, as I said today. I want to show you some video, and we had a few fender benders today. This one at 101 Novato at Belmarin Keys, a couple of cars tangling up. You can see one of the cars really got the brunt of it. A mother and child in one of those cars appeared to be uninjured. But the road's very wet today, and like I said, even if it's not raining hard right now, it has been raining hard all day long, and people really need to pay attention to that and drive a little bit slower. It doesn't look like people are doing that on the freeway behind me. In addition to that, the grounds are very saturated, and as a result of that, trees are falling over and over and over again. Several locations. KRON4's Teresa Estacio caught up with one of those falling trees.
Take a look. The winds were so ferocious in Mill Valley overnight that it toppled this big tree, snapping it in half. And when it fell, it fortunately missed the house nearby with its residents sleeping inside, but instead it landed on this SUV. You can see how the vehicle is stuck underneath branches and leaves sprawled out on the hood. The owner was quite surprised when he came out to find out what had happened, relieved that no one got hurt, and focused on getting to work on time.
I went to sleep at around probably 1 o'clock last night, and it was pouring, but it wasn't too bad. I mean, I didn't hear the wind that bad, honestly.
Is it work? I mean,
yeah, the car works right now. It's not, it's. I got to pull back and see what the damage is really, but it looks fine so far.
The car sputtered a bit, but continued to run as the resident left. In the meantime, work crews sprang into action and to clear away the potentially dangerous debris out on the road. In Mill Valley, Teresa Estacio, KRON4 News.
And we're back live 101 in Novato. As you can see, the rain has even picked up just in the last 30 seconds. You know, we also had trees down at Sir Francis Drake and Lagunitas. We had trees down at Lucas Valley and Westgate. Again, you want to be aware of your surroundings. You want to take it a little slow on the freeway. And even if it's not pouring, you want to take that extra effort to be extra careful. Reporting live in Novato, Dan Kerman, KRON4 News.
All right, and while Dan has been monitoring the conditions in the North Bay, KRON4's Charles Clifford is in the East Bay. He's live tonight in Berkeley. What's it like there?
Well, right now there's a light rain falling. You know, it was heavy rain this morning, and then it cleared up a bit this afternoon, and then here about an hour and a half ago it started to rain again. That's Interstate 80 behind me. Traffic is very slow going over there, especially westbound headed towards the city, and it's been a very wet day out here on the roads in the East Bay. The rain started falling early Friday morning here in the East Bay. This is video from along Highway 24 near the Caldecott Tunnel just after sunrise. Slick conditions continued throughout the morning. Further east along Highway 4 in Oakley, 2 cars collided in the pouring rain around 1 p.m. A young boy sitting in this Jeep was ejected. He may not have been wearing a seatbelt. He was flown to Children's Hospital in Oakland. No word yet on his condition. His mother was also transported to a hospital. The skies dried up for a couple of hours Friday afternoon, but by 4 p.m., light rain had returned to the East Bay. Back live now, the rain can cause problems not only on roadways, obviously, but also in other places. KRON4's Hazik Majoun has more on that.
But it's plugged with something.
This Contra Costa County Public Works crew is trying to clear this storm drain here on Meadow Road in Walnut Creek before the water completely overflows onto this 2-lane roadway. The danger here is for standing water to collect near the edge of the road, creating a hazard for drivers as it is difficult for motorists to detect. Then there's additional concern for pedestrians who could lose their balance, thinking that the road is solid here and step into the drain. See how the water is beginning to back up into this culvert pipe on the other side of the storm drain. It's going to take more than a shovel to do this job. This worker is calling for a truck that will help unclog the debris from the drain. In the meantime, drivers here were detoured around the impacted area. In Walnut Creek, Hazik Majoun, KRON4 News.
Back live once again. It is raining a little bit here in the East Bay, although I can see the clouds starting to break up over San Francisco right now. But that is the very latest from here in the East Bay. Pam, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Charles, thanks. We'll have a full check of Bay Area road conditions coming up. But before that, let's go live to Alicia Reed. She's on Treasure Island. Alicia, San Francisco has been having some problems today as well.
That's right, Pam. Here on Treasure Island, there are spots in the roadways where there's massive amounts of water like what you see behind me. And trust me, that is not the worst of it. Our cameras found water that was deep enough to swallow my rain boots up to my ankles. Most of it was on the roadway, making it an obstacle course for some drivers. The winds here on Treasure Island are also pretty strong, so along with patches of water, anything that wasn't held down with sandbags and couldn't withstand the gusts were toppled over. Though many of us try to bear through the rainstorm, Rory Inc. welcomes the wet weather.
Life goes on, you know. I mean, of course, a disaster, that's a different thing, but I haven't seen anything disastrous yet. You know, it's, no, grateful for the water. It's good.
Trees. Trees also came crashing down across San Francisco. KRON4's Justine Wallman shows us the damage.
A Mercedes was no match for the weight of this huge tree. Ripped up from its roots, the 30-footer came crashing down on this car. The back windshield is now shattered, the side scratched, and the trunk hammered in. The owner regrets picking this parking spot.
Yeah, I wish I went out last night instead of sitting on the sofa, and I would have reparked the car.
With chainsaws, DPW crews cut down a tree that's splintered by Market and Gulf Streets. Traffic backed up as a result. In the Western Addition, this tree barely missed landing on a white car. Just the side view mirror swiped right off. At Crissy Field, the mud-soaked ground gave way, and this tree just could not hold on. While the toppled tree did not cause any damage, it is still considered dangerous. When branches blocked this driveway, crews fed them to a shredder. Under umbrellas and raincoats, people tried to dodge the raindrops and stay dry.
I enjoy the rain. I love the rain. You know, I take this off and walk out and be comfortable.
We need it, and I don't want to go through another drought.
Rainy season is just getting started. In San Francisco, Justine Waldman, KRON4 News.
Of course, we'll be here with continuing coverage and have more coming up at 6. That's the latest from here in Treasure Island. Back to you, Pam.
All right, and the stormy weather not putting a damper on the big Stanford-UCLA college football game tonight, which is set for just to come up in a couple of hours. This is video from Sky 7 HD. The field covered to try and keep it dry until game time. Tonight, KRON4 is live at the game in Palo Alto with fans who are braving the rain and the cold and the wind. But for many, it's come at a price. That's coming up after the break.